All right, friends, if I did this right, it looks like we are streaming, so welcome back. Wow, I am a couple minutes late because I'm still kind of getting the hang of this whole live streaming thing. Let me just double check my channel and make sure that we are in fact live. Yeah, it looks like we are, so what I'm planning on Oh, I hear my own audio going through, that's funny. Yeah, so I decided after last weekend trying out the stream for the first time, I decided that, you know, I want to get people involved in on the challenge that I've started recently in Gears 5 while we all just kind of hang around, chat, have a little bit of fun, is try to play through Gears 5 on Ironman Mode. And for those of you who don't know what that is, you got to play through the entirety of the campaign without dying. So I'm starting this or incorporating this a little bit late into the lives because of the fact that I just didn't really have this idea till the other day. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting in the middle of Act 1 at this point. I'm not going to start all the way over again because that's a bit of a grind, but we're going to pick up where we left off last time, try to play through Ironman Mode without dying, and who knows, if I die, I'll just start the challenge all over again and we'll begin anew. So welcome for those of you who are joining the first time, and welcome back to those of you who I've seen quite a few times. I probably should have loaded this up before the stream started tonight, but yeah, so I went and saw Bodies, Bodies, Bodies earlier today. That movie was really solid. Honestly, looking at the trailers, I thought it was I thought it looked incredibly stupid and was going to be a bit of an eye roller, a little bit too trendy, but that movie really works. There's very little downside to be had in it. I mean, it's shockingly well acted for having basically a bunch of no-name actors and actresses in it. There are some different messages and themes that I'm still trying to unpack from watching it that I thought were really fascinating. One of them being the fragility of friendship, and it was just a pleasure to see that all unfold on screen. And now that I've been marinating on it for a few hours, I think there's a couple of things that missed the mark a little bit, but I'll talk about that when I film my review tomorrow, or maybe I'll even film my review tonight. Who knows? It really all depends. I still have to upload all my shorts for tonight. I still got to upload my last video. Not my last video. What do I have to upload? Yeah, I guess all I really have to do is upload the shorts tonight in conjunction with this live stream, but let's see here. But yeah, Bodies, 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 not too shabby at all. And what's really incredible is Pete Davidson plays an incredible asshole in that movie. He really sells it, and it really creates some excellent moments of tension that I just wasn't expecting. It's done really well. And Yelena Belova, for those of you who don't know who that is, she's actually, I didn't even realize she was in the movie till I started watching it, but for those of you who may not know that name, she was in Borat's subsequent movie film, or Borat 2 with Sacha Baron Cohen. I thought she was incredible in that. Admittedly, I didn't love her performance in Bodies, 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 but it was just nice to see a familiar face aside from Pete Davidson in the movie, so it turned out pretty well. All right, let's get this show on the road. Geez, playing through the campaign.
I think we can exit stage right.
Kate is right. And one thing I'm going to preface on these streams too is I'm not going to talk over the dialogue. I'm the kind of person who likes to soak in the campaign for all it's worth. So whenever dialogue comes up, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to speak. I'm going to let the ambience kind of sink in. Same thing with cutscenes. Yeah, that's by far probably the most terrifying part of the entire campaign, is when you can see your Ironman Mode flash in front of your eyes.
Cole, boss, the Carmines, what's their status?
Lizzie made it back to her convoy, but she keeps getting rerouted. Clay found a Raven out, but I can't reach Cole or Boss. You heard from them?
No, not yet, but we'll keep looking.
Oh, Gears 5, what an incredible game. You know, every Gears of War game that I play, if I could just go back and play it again for the first time, I would love that. I mean, me just being a Gears fan for most of my existence, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. And I remember when Gears of War 4 came out, with the limited edition console and everything, that it had a really sweet, like, it had this really sweet scarlet red color to it, and had the scratches as if a, oh my god, why am I blanking on the name of the enemy type at this point? Juvies. It had like the scratch mark of the Juvies on it. It made a really awesome sound when you turned it on and off. Oh, goodness. Keep forgetting about all these hidden DBs everywhere. Oh, worth it. But I remember coming home from university during break and unboxing that thing and playing Gears of War 4 for the first time. Oh, I was in love. And the same thing happened with Gears 5. Like 2 years later, I think I did the same thing with Gears 5. So I've got my...
Control, it's Delta. You're breaking up. We're at the theater. Say again?
Gotta get out of there, kid. They're letting the settlement go.
Wait, can't we use the Hammer of Dawn?
Not when I can't talk to the damn thing. Just fall back to the main gate.
Barrett, we're stuck on the other side of town.
We're here. You're at the theater?
Lizzie, thank God. Affirmative.
Affirmatively. 6 times. I can pick you up. Coming here right now.
We'll be here. Delta out. Whoa, it's us! We, brought company. Get down!
Alright, this is the part I was worried about.
How can you tell? Oh, it's right now. We'll get the fight. So where do we shoot this thing?
See, this is the part I was worried about in this first act, is this Brumach, because this is going to be by far the most difficult part of the first act to get through without dying. I mean, even right there, I just had a close call. Jeez. Doing this on insane difficulty would just be not okay. Oh, let's give that a shot. Oh, there you go. I remember playing through the campaign for the first time, and whenever I play Gears, I've played so many of them that I usually play through insane difficulty my first time around, and I just remember this part being the worst. Beyond a mode like Ironman Mode, where you don't really get too many second chances, I opt for a perhaps easier difficulty as to not compromise my experience with the game, because you play on difficulties that are a little bit too hard, it takes enjoyment out of it. At least it does for me. Like, I've definitely ruined some games for myself because my hubris took over and I was like, oh yeah, I've got to play on the hardest difficulty possible, which didn't always pan out. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, I have to go around it. I was wondering where the last little pod was on this Brumok's body, but it's on their tail, so I gotta kind of get creative. Let's see if this helps. Ooh. Almost forgot. Oh dear. Oh, this is gonna be a chore. Oh, I just found an opening. Hitting it not in the hand would be probably helpful. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, thank goodness. I just ran out of ammo too. That would have been poor at best. Exhale, and now enjoy the cutscene.
Maybe that's the peaceful protesters. I know Judas was gonna problem. Why don't you show me what I stop? Enough of this! You're a goddamn coward! Wow. Where have I got this? What? Yes, Lord. Shot now. Directly into those peaceful protesters. That's right. Lieutenant Meg. Come on, guys. I mean, they were throwing incendiary. The whole thing was confusing, all right? I didn't need it. We can discuss it. Come on.
Ah.
How about you let him decide that? You know who my father was, right? Who my mother was?
And yet you're the one in card armor. Go figure. Now, we're not giving shit.
Do what they say.
You can pick these up on the way out. Jump back out the speed bar. Turn out the car from the floor.
That's up to him.
You know, we think there's a lot of outside. I got a feeling this night's gonna be a little tough to crack.
Yeah. I have the same feeling.
Wow, yeah, so I forgot how...
Oh, it's the fog. Welcome. Now get the hell out.
Yeah, they're not well liked. I forgot how long that cutscene was.
Hey, God, want a whiff of this? Think I'm almost as bad as you.
Which I guess I kind of like... I kind of like how Gears takes its time with the story and is able to hash out these really dramatic moments. It would suck if it just glossed over them. Like, that's just the one thing I've loved about the Gears campaigns. Plus, there's a lot to unpack in that last one, so I'm not surprised. And for those of you who haven't played through the campaign yet, of course, I won't go through spoilers or whatnot, because if you're experiencing this for the first time, I don't want to rob you of that. And one thing I noticed, I love the fact that in Gears, you now have the ability to, like with Del here, Del normally wouldn't be wearing that armor, he'd be wearing something more layered. But with Gears allowing you to use your multiplayer skins in the campaign, I really like it. I'm glad that it's able to do that. However, when it's freezing cold like this, it takes me out of the game, so I might have to change his armor on the next part that we do this.
From the inside. They're chainsaws. Actually, I can't believe it.
Yeah, so a little Easter egg there for those of you who might be newer to the Gears lore, but yeah, this whole village was basically made off of a giant worm that you kill in the second game, which is going back years ago, like 2008, 2009. I love the winter armor that they have in this game, though. It's so baller. The white and blue combo is just fantastic, and I think that's part of the reason why I wanted the Gears 5 limited edition console and controller so bad. So it's just got that nice blend of ice and like blue. So like I'll put it up a little bit closer for those of you who may or may not be able to see it, but just that blend of blue and white to me is just, it's the best. I love it.
Steam farms down the hill.
You can see that COG soldiers like Kate and Del are not well liked around these parts.
You okay?
I'm okay. Nobody get close. This will burn your skin.
Hey, faggot! Over here!
That would be one heck of a way to go out in Ironman mode, standing too close to one of those things. Oh, that would destroy me. So we'll steer clear of those. And another little bit of context for those of you who may be watching now or in the future, there's a lot of collectibles you can get in Gears of War. I have actually collected all of them already, so I don't need to collect them through the campaign now. It just saves a little bit of time that way, makes it a little bit more focused.
Hey, it's Chaz. And not Chaz. Hey, boy. Looking good. Yeah, we know, right? Get in here. Not getting any. God damn it, fucking Lena. Bitch leaves with our single most valuable pet. She had her reason. Freddy and Northco too. The hell was their reason?
Oh, did I go the wrong way? Oh no, but I found a component. Yes. Excellent. I gotta keep a better eye out for those kinds of things. I'm glad I went the wrong way. See, it's kind of nice to just kind of randomly stumble upon collectibles and components like what happens in Gears. Why is Dell just chilling there? That's weird. Huh. I had a feeling I went the right way. Okay, what the headaches? What could it mean? That totally reminds me of... Definitely reminds me of Gears of War 1 where Lieutenant Kim and General Rom square off. That is an iconic moment in Gears. And it's funny because Kim is widely regarded as a Gears character, but he was really in existence in the franchise for not very long.
Hey, we're looking for the chief. Old guy, smells like beer. You seen him? Uncle.
A lot of cars been out here doing this bitch. Never imagined this in you.
Guess we thought you'd hear me out.
Now what do you think?
I think you need a new decorator.
You're supposed to keep them away.
How's that working out for you?
Nah, not too well. It's good to see you again, Kay.
Me too, Uncle. Now go pack up. You're leaving.
Am I? Look, we can miss every other village to the list. You're the last holdouts. Con, outsider, it doesn't matter. It's time to fight these things together. No. It's time we end this conversation. I'm sorry, young ones. You can find your way out.
Uncle! My mother's dead because she thought we could make it alone. So go ahead, send us away. But if you do, I'll be back. To bury whatever's left of you and the people behind these walls. And I think you know it.
Shit.
How often do they attack?
Lately, every day. Back every day? No, they don't. Come on.
Alright, time to kick some more ass. I'm glad he gives us the bull talk.
Until then, use knives, pieces, anything you got.
Ooh, gotta be careful.
Help me clear them out.
I'm glad they give us the Boltok out of all weapons. This pistol packs a punch. Where's that coming from? Okay, good. They're behind that wall, so I'm good. Ah, there it is. Bang. So gratifying. Where's that? Yeah, there they are. You gotta watch out for that explosive arrow, because that thing is, once it hits you, that's it. There ain't no coming back from that. There we go. We just cautiously keep going forward. One thing I just thought of while watching that cutscene with Kate and her uncle, I'm wondering if they got a different voice actor between Gears of War 4 and Gears 5 for that particular role, because I swear he sounds much different in Gears 4. Bang! Oh, because he sounds, I don't know if it's a direction thing or he's just much more toned down, but the voice actor who was in Gears 4 was very, like, loud, lively, energetic. I don't know if it's a character thing or what, but I'll have to look that up after this to see. Or who knows, maybe I'll find a good point to pause in the stream and just kind of research and look really quick on IMDb or something. There we go. There's another mode, and now that I'm thinking about this too, there's another mode within Gears that I'm so glad they invented called, it's not Ironman, but, so like, the difficulties go, I believe, from beginner, amateur, intermediate, experienced, insane, and then they made another one called Inconceivable. That mode is something else. I think I've completed a few chapters on Inconceivable. Maybe there'll be another challenge I do is on Inconceivable. And it's kind of strange because it's like, how do you differentiate between Inconceivable and Iron Man? Inconceivable, you're allowed to die. It's just hard. Iron Man, you can't die, so makes you wonder which is the harder of the two. For me, I would say it's the not dying part. That's to play hours upon hours of a campaign and not die once. That's tough. Yeah, I don't want to get too close. Oh, thank goodness, that works. Ooh, what is this? Okay, it's another thing for Jack, okay. Alright, there we go. Can make that work.
Jack, do it.
I like that. Subtle, yet effective. That's why I love having Jack in this game. The best. Alright, let's grab some more of this. Do I need a shotgun? No. Do I need the hammer burst? No. It's funny, the hammer burst is like the weapon I use by far the least in the Gears franchise. I just never really latched onto it. Yes, more components, alright. Like, to me, it's just like, it's not a bad weapon. It's just not my weapon of choice, I guess you could say. Oh, juvies. I just remember, like, on the one thing I really appreciate about playing on experience rather than insane is, like, I felt like I was kind of almost ammo pinching at some points and really pulling out all the stops to get through, and now this feels like a much more leisurely pace, which is nice. I hated being so on edge all the time while playing on insane. Then again, you'd think I'd be more stressed without the ability to die, but apparently not. Gotta be careful against that Steam thing. And speaking of that, for those of you who are looking for another game... Ooh, hidden area. What do we have here? Ah, One of my favorite weapons in all of the Gears franchise, the Marksa. Let's see, should I replace it with the Lancer? Man, I want it so bad, but a full Lancer and a full boom shot is really hard to pass up. Maybe if I run out of ammo, I'll come back. Nah, I can grab a Lancer anytime. I can never have a Marksa. Marksa's coming with me. I'm actually going to switch around the order of these two. I don't know why, for whatever reason, I have to have, like, certain weapons in a certain order. Ooh, grenades, too. I almost just left without the mark, so that would have been... Yeah, it's like a short-range sniper rifle, basically. It's the bomb. They introduced it in Gears 4, and I have not gone back. It is my weapon of choice. Like, by far. Maybe not in multiplayer, but... Which is that's really my only gripe with multiplayers. It's like, if you don't have a Nasher, every other weapon essentially doesn't matter. There we go. See, and the good thing about the marks is if you've got like an enemy up close and personal, you can unload on them using it too. What is that? I'll just hang back here. See, sometimes going the one thing I've discovered with playing difficult campaigns is if you go the patient route, it'll make your life so much easier. Like if you just kind of hang back and slowly but surely are willing to take the time to go through your enemies, it pays off. It may not be as quite as fast as paced as you want, but hey, at least it's successful results. And same thing with like playing on more difficult levels and difficulties. When in doubt, always play on a difficulty lower than you'd think you'd need, because I'm telling you, the hubris and it's just not worth it. Like I said, I've definitely ruined my fair share of games by trying and just sticking with the hardest difficulty because pride. Ooh, Jesus. Oh, come on. Almost down. That's gotta be it. Oh, I guess not. Jeez, why won't this thing die? I swear its health bar was like nothing left. There we go, Jesus. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, now I gotta find more ammo. Oh boy. Ammo. There we go. Oh, I didn't realize that was Oscar. Whoops. I'll unload this boom shot, then I'll actually go and get the old retro lancer from way downtown. There we go. Alright, I'll go get that old retro lancer. The retro lancer packs a punch. That's what I enjoy about it. Oh, let's see here. That's the lancer. Where's the retro? Oh, I just gotta stand at a certain angle. Let me switch these around, actually. Yep, okay, there we go. Now I got it. Keep forgetting I have grenades now, too. That would actually be pretty helpful to use. Then again, that's the tough part. I don't want to get too close to the enemies, because then that proves to be a bit of a danger. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, wow. Yeah. I knew it. I knew there were some components in here. The overkill's not worth it. I'll take my salvo along with all the other weapons I've got at this point. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Grenade launcher? Yeah, I'll take the grenade launcher. Over the retro lancer, the grenade launcher is worth it. Perfect. Ooh, the drop shot. I'll come back for this later. I'm pretty well equipped at this point. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even have any more room for ammo, so... Ah, yep, glad I held on to this thing. See, that just made life a lot easier. So let me go get the drop shot next. All part of the strategy. Patience is key. Alright, Delno, get out of my way. There you go. See, whenever I hear the torque bow winding up, my strategy is to just kind of wait. Jeez, I am overshooting that. Yeah, I'm overshooting it by a mile. See, that's what I like about the grenade launcher. There's not really a whole lot of guesswork involved. You just kind of aim and shoot. It's the best. See if there's anything worthwhile in here. Nope, just the toilet. Oh boy. And that's another thing I should know too. If your teammates die, oh yeah, that counts as a death in Ironman mode. I found that out the hard way last weekend. I was not too pleased. Let's see here. And I'm just glad that we made it to the second act now doing Ironman mode. I never thought I'd get this far without throwing a controller or breaking something. And I've broken my fair share of controllers in my day. Not as of lately, because as you get older, you just kind of... You're just like, I'd rather save the $70 than go out and buy a new controller. When I used to play FIFA hardcore, it wasn't always the case, though. FIFA, I don't know what it is about that game, it would drive me nuts. In fact, that's another one of those games where I'm like, I gotta stop playing it because it just, oh, it stressed me out. It was more stressful than fun. And when it gets to that point, there's no point in sticking around. And plus FIFA, yeah, aside from a few updates that they've had the last few years, it's not like they really make a whole ton of changes. Same with Madden. I think the last time I genuinely looked forward to a FIFA was in 2019 when they had the story mode with Alex Hunter. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. But then they abandoned it the very next year, and I was kind of like, well, that was fun while it lasted. See, I think 2K does it right, where they make it really immersive. I gotta talk to my brother about that, actually, because my brother's a huge 2K fan. In fact, he was just playing it the other day. Where's that coming from? Oh, let's see. Ooh, get down. Oh, that works. And I think at the next cutscene I'm going to use the bathroom because I gotta go really badly. And maybe I'll stick around for another 15-20 minutes, but... Ah, there's more. Seems like a good time for a grenade. Well, got them out of hiding. Let's throw another one. This is a little too close for comfort. That works. I guess keep on keeping on. Any components in here? doesn't look like it. Okay, we'll move on.
We're here. What do you need? We have a server back. The only one who can drive it got dragged off.
I am not using that. That's the quickest way to get killed. I'd rather just take it one enemy at a time than wipe them all out. Yep, not doing it. Got plenty of other firepower around. There we go. Such a satisfying popping sound. That's kind of baked into the DNA of Gears of War, is to have the most aggressive violence and gore possible, and I absolutely love it. I remember playing Gears of War 1 for the very first time, I think when I was in elementary school, 5th grade, with a friend of mine. I'd always go over and we'd just play Gears for hours, but I remember seeing the extreme gore for the first time and just being appalled. I was like, whoa, what are we playing? That is rated R. Oh, juvies are the worst. Oh, there you go, Oscar. I'll zoom in. That's another thing I like about the marks, the fact that you can kind of zoom in a little bit. Oh, let's see. And for those of you in the chat, I see there's a couple of you. How are y'all doing tonight? Are you excited for the weekend? Any big weekend plans going on? Whatever you got going on, feel free to drop it in the chat. Don't be a stranger. Oh, let's see. How many are left? Let's see. I'm still debating on whether or not to shoot my review of Bodies tonight or tomorrow. I still have a whole thing of yogurt to eat, so maybe I'll film it tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow sounds better. More components. See, that's one thing I struggle with when it comes to filming my movie reviews, is when exactly to film the thing. Is it's like, do I wait like a good 12 hours before it so I can marinate on my thoughts? Do I film it right away while everything's still fresh? I have a hard time with that. I think I end up defaulting waiting to 12 hours just because it works within my schedule, but
Just help us fight him off.
and that's another thing too. I actually still have to finish I gotta edit my review of Prey. That movie was pretty fun. Ooh, not good. Here, I'll do this. That works. Shooting from the hip, bold move. Let's see, yeah, and I'm actually, speaking of bodies, the movie was a really nice, pleasant surprise. I thought from the trailers the movie did not look that great. I went and saw it, I was really surprised by it. It was either go see that, or I believe it was Beast, and if I'm being completely honest, Beast looks like just not up my alley at all. Like, I love Idris Elba, but I mean, I just didn't love the whole man versus nature vibe that the movie was feeding me. Granted, I could watch it and totally have a different opinion on it after watching it, but I think I'm going to skip it for now. Maybe I'll watch it later on this year. Clear remaining enemies, you got it. And I also debated on going and seeing the DC League of Super Pets, but that just didn't really appeal to me either. So I'm like, well, really not a whole lot else to see. So bodies, bodies, bodies it is. Next weekend's going to be awesome, though, because... Or actually, no, I should take that back, because I still want to go see Emily the Criminal. It's just I got to drive an hour to go watch it, and I'm trying to find a good, opportune moment to do so. Today, it just was not in the cards. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. But there's another movie coming out with John Boyega next weekend. Hopefully it's coming out in a theater near me called Breaking. That looks insanely good. Oh, and oh crap, I don't even know if I'll be able to go and see Emily the Criminal tomorrow, because I still have to shoot my 12th anniversary special of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World debuting in theaters. For those of you who haven't seen Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and if you're watching the stream right now, you're probably at least somewhat into video games. If you're looking for a cool blend of video games, comedy, fun, and a little bit of comic bookishness, like not like Marvel superheroes, but like just comics in general, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is the movie for you. That movie is my top 2 of all time, and it just gets better every time I watch it. And I want to make a entire like hour-long episode or segment just talking about really my love for the movie and what's so great about it. So I think I'm going to film that this weekend and cut it together and try to post it, but it's an ambitious effort because it takes a lot, but we'll see. It will happen. It's just a matter of when. Maybe I film it this weekend, edit it throughout the week. Okay, I really gotta use the bathroom, so at this cutscene, I gots to go.
You are meant for this.
Interesting. We're going after them all. Forget it. See what happens if they get wise. This is cool. This is a wild concept, playing as the Swarm. And this is probably one of the only times I will use the Hammer Burst. Oh wow, this is a whole new level. Oh yeah, step. Baller. This big guy gonna fit? Oh boy. Alright guys, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna let this play out because I gotta use the bathroom real quick, but it's gonna be a cutscene anyway, so I'll be back in just a second.
I'm not going. Last night I've been having those dreams. Nightmares. But I think they were messages. Something's happening to me.
Your grandmother's. Enough. We'll deal with this later. Boss, round these people up.
I need help.
There's a place up north. I think we can find the answers there. No. Absolutely not. We have orders.
You're going with me.
God damn it, both of you. Listen, I'll go. Look, you're missing. That is a direct order.
Screw your order. This isn't about you. It's about me. I need to fix this.
Hey, Walter. Necklace. It's a look of symbol. Yes, so. You live in the Iron Man Mode. I know that because you died. I know that. But what if it's not a choice? Well, just us now. So what's in here anyway?
That's why I was a good place.
Very heavy stuff, man, to start with this. This isn't a very pleasant story by any stretch of the imagination. Like, in hindsight, this is probably one of the most harrowing stories in the entire Gears franchise. I'm trying to think which is darker, Gears 4 or Gears 5. I think Gears 5 is a little bit darker.
So you can drive.
More of this.
Here we go. Marcus just pushed Jack recorded for some facility up north. New Hope.
New hope. Sounds pleasant.
All right. We should head out.
Oh, sweet.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, what?
I'm ready.
I think this is where they really did the game. They really evolved.
It's been hours. Tell me we're getting close. Marcus's coordinates put New Hope and Valley up ahead. So we're close.
I think this is where they did a great job of kind of evolving the Gears franchises by introducing, one, the skiff, and two, semi-open world elements. I think it was very ambitious, very different, and it really works in the context of the game. They just make it as a nice added bonus than just a straight-up linear story. Yeah, that's a bummer, man. Man, that 4 months did a number on their friendships, my word.
Alright, let's get around and find a way to open it.
Jimmy has a big secret. But how am I any different?
You told us yourself.
Hey, out there. That new hope?
Nope. Marcus' coordinates are to the northeast.
Ah. Gorgeous.
Jim's had him running missions to
All of it. So one little tidbit for you guys too. So for those of you who might be newer to the Gears campaign, that symbol usually indicates a collectible or a special weapon nearby. In this case, it's a special weapon. So right here we can see we've got the Enforcer relic with that description right there. It's got higher damage, but it's just not quite as fiery. I've used these relic weapons before and they're fine. I don't really notice too big of a difference when using them compared to when I use a normal weapon. So I think I'm just going to leave it for now. If it was like a boom shot or a long shot relic, I think I might take it. But the Enforcer, I've used it. I really don't notice the difference. In truth, it feels just like another weapon. Or even worse, just a normal Enforcer, which is just not powerful and just not very appealing. Nah, I don't need that. Jeez, I'm all full on ammo. I believe I can store actually weapons on the skiff now that I'm thinking about it. There we go.
check it out. Jack just found a map of it.
Nice. Yep, this is where that semi-open world concept's kind of coming in. And as I promised earlier, I found all the collectibles so that we didn't have to do that again in this time around. Oh, there we go. Let's see, how are we doing on time? I might call it soon because I am a little hungry at this point. Location complete, sounds good to me. Let's see if I can put this thing on a skiff.
Alright, we're done here. Let's get back on skip.
Ah, I can. Dynamite. Oh, I forgot. I don't want to shoot. I want to drive. There we go. Yeah, so next weekend, I absolutely cannot wait to go see Breaking. There's another movie coming out that I'm not really too interested called The Invitation. I feel like the movie, I just feel like I've seen it before, and two, one of my favorite movie opponents brought up a great point about the movie. It feels like they showed the entire movie in the trailer. Like some trailers tend to do that, and I'm just like, man, that's kind of really damaging. Then again, you never really know till you see the movie, but still, it's like, wow, if you feel like you could have watched a 2-minute cliff note of a movie, not exactly in time to go see it. Oh, let's check it out. Any cool weapons on here? I know I found cog tags and collectibles on here. And I think that's why there's really no need to look through it again. In fact, there's a whole bunch of like side areas that I don't really need to explore because the only things that they have in there are weapons and collectibles, and I have all the collectibles, so I think I'll probably just stick with more so the story elements, and I don't want to go off the beaten path only to die in the middle of Ironman mode. That wouldn't be within the scope of what we're trying to do here, so I'll probably just skip some of that. Ooh, a note. Lena's journal. Barely ducked the swarm raid on her new home, only for Freddy to eat a bullet from a goddamn DB at Jameson Depot. That really sucks. Why are you up here, Cog? He's dead. Only Norsko and I now. What a disaster. Talked it over with Norsko. We're going to try calling for help in the morning. Need to check the radio towers. We'll start with the northernmost one first. Maybe one of them still works. I'm not holding my breath. Norsko keeps asking me, Lena, why did we leave? Why did we think it better? I don't have an answer. Yes, I was going to fill in the blanks for you guys and mention, hey, those are actually from Oscar's village. But Kate does that for us, so sounds good to me. Which I'm glad, because it's one of those things where if you blink, you might miss it. Alright, so I think this is a good stopping point. So, y'all, I'm going to call it a day on this Ironman Mode Challenge Part 1. For those of you who are watching, thanks so much for joining me for the last hour. The next time I do Part 2 or do a plan chat, I'll announce it on my Instagram, TikToks, and pretty much all my platforms. So if you want to check me out on any of those, just at bankrupt_hippo, and you can find me. So until next time, have an awesome day, have an awesome weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.